I'm redoing my backyard patio. All right. So I don't know if you guys remember, but this used to be a concrete pad underneath here. And I wanted to catch you guys up to speed and show you what I'm going to be doing here. And so if you don't remember me, I'm Dan Kulik. I transformed this home from 1960 to 2026 standards, brought it back to life. And what's left is to do this backyard patio because it's cracked. The pad was cracked. And so we want to put pavers here. And so right now I'm adding 4 inches of gravel, 1 inch of sand, and then the paver on top. And it will be on top of this concrete pad. And to avoid water drainage issues, I've drilled some holes in the old pad that'll seep through. And then we will have a pergola, wooden pergola attached to 2 6x6 posts. And then they're going to be on roof raisers on a beam that's going to be on top of the roof. And it's going to bring this rustic feel of just making this a spot where we can hang out, have some barbecue, have a table here. And so just taking you guys along for the journey. Right now I'm going to be compacting the gravel. We're getting it ready for sand, and I got to hurry up before this rental expires. So let's go do that. So we're on step 2 now. We got all of the rocks from the front yard to the backyard. As you can see, we have 3,000 pavers right here. And I did get some help from my brother and my wife. We had a whole system, and I'm gonna show you guys. But now what the next step would be is to go over here, and I gotta finalize a little bit of the gravel situation where it's gonna be, it's slightly sloped down right now. I gotta bring it up to level. But what I'll be doing is, I got some pavers here, is creating a border. It's gonna go all the way flush around, and this conduit tube is gonna be our rails for our sand. So we're gonna bring the sand over, we're gonna lay the sand down, it's gonna be level, use a 2x4 to scrape it down, and then the pavers are gonna go on top, meeting this first step height. All right, and so the design that we're gonna go for is probably a border of just straight all the way around, and then in the middle, probably it's gonna be laying like a staggered step pattern all the way through, and we're gonna finalize that. We're gonna double check this with the boss, obviously, but that's what we're gonna do now. Okay, so I was running into a little border issue of how it was rolling out and how it's gonna look like meeting in the corners here. And so what we decided to do is I'm gonna actually build it off from this point, and I'm gonna line it like this, and then no matter how it ends on this side, I'll have to make cuts to the actual brick. Just like over here, if you look, a full brick isn't gonna fit in here, or a full paver isn't gonna fit in here. I'm gonna have to make a cut of the paver just to slide it in there. And so same with this side, it's gonna come into this end, and there'll be 2 small cuts here because I don't want the visual of a cut being here. Does that make sense? So we're just gonna continue on forward. It turned out really good on that corner where it just met flush with the borders on the edges, and we continue there forward. So yeah, little thing that we ran into. All right, so this is day 3 of the whole paver setup, but we got our border. We have a few designs that we're testing out to see what we're going to go with, and I think we decided to go with this one. It's called the basket weave, and it just weaves through. So that's what the wife chose. This would have been interesting. This one would have created a lot of cuts though, and so what we got going on here is the rails, and then the basket weave method or design for the paver. And now what I gotta do is just lay out this front row all the way through, just to make sure that we are plumb and straight, and then just kind of continue to go from there all the way out, and then staircase it all the way to this end of the patio. All right, so that's what we're going to do today. All right, I forgot to record a quick update from where we last left off. We've completed the whole patio set. It came out all the way to the edge, and then today what I just finished up working on was all of these borders on the inside. I used an angle grinder that I'm going to show you over there to make cuts. I did not use a hose or made it wet. It was all dry. I probably already ruined the diamond blade, but to cut the brick, I used the diamond blade on an angle cutter, and that seemed to work really good. And so for today, finished up some of the cuts for where the posts are gonna go over here and over there, and finishing up the last cut right over here, where the border is gonna end up being a little bit rounded, because we have some daisies that my wife really wants to keep, and so we can't just demo them out. We have to go around, accommodate for them a space. So let me show you what I'm doing there for the cuts, and then after we will talk about how we're going to edge this paver patio. All right, so as you can see here, we have our daisies, or these are, I don't think these are daisies, it's called romashki, coming out. And so we're going to have a border that's going to go right over here. So we're going to end from this border, and we're going to go to this end. I already marked out a line with the level. So have eye protection and ear protection. And then I am just covering my nose with my hoodie. I should also have a mask, but we're using the angle grinder with the diamond blade, and we're just going to cut right through it. Again, I should use water. It would be a little bit more efficient, but let's just get it done. So we are on our edging step. Right now we're going to be edging with concrete mix that I have mixed in that barrel over there. Just mixed it up with some water, and we're going around the edge of the borders. So what you would do with this concrete is you first have to create a slight little base right underneath the pavers over here, and you have to have a little bit, for it to be proper, you have to have a little bit of space underneath the bricks for the concrete to go under, and it kind of creates like a little wall for the bricks to push up against with the concrete. And so we've already laid some down, and I've already created the base. And so a quick example right now, my concrete mix here, which is really freaking wet, but essentially you just put it in right against the brick, and you want it to be going into that little seam that you created. And then, pardon how wet this concrete is, but
then you just want to use your trowel to, wow, this just is a lovely piece of work. Obviously, my next batch is going to be a lot drier. I promise. My dad would always give me crap if I did this wrong. And he's probably giving me crap right now. He's still alive, don't worry. All right, so that's the idea behind it. I'm going to have to perfect this concrete mix a little bit. But what you would do is you would slope it up against the brick for it to lean on, in case it wants to start spreading in the future, and it's going to push up against it, but it won't be able to move because there's concrete a little bit underneath, and it's sloped away, not being able to pushing it in and not letting it wiggle out. Makes sense? So we're going to go all the way around with this, and then we will put our sand next.
Success. That's how it turned out. We'll see if it takes. If it doesn't, oh well. But there's gonna be some daisies right in front of it, and this tree will bloom, so I think it'll work out. And then this whole area is just gonna be grass. All right, so we're at the last step, which is we're gonna be putting sand in between all of the pavers. As you can see, we put everything down. We got all the borders now. We even put bark and plants and shrubs around the patio now, and filled the areas up with dirt to get the grass starting to grow. And so the last step now is to do the easy sand. And this is polymeric sand that once you get it wet, it hardens a bit through the seams, and it will have the rain glide off and not let it go through, because we created a slope. And so we're gonna do that. Okay, so this is how it's turning out. Sarah did most of the sweeping, and then what we realized is we need to, I went through and ideally you would have still a compactor. I rented one out earlier for the gravel, but not for this portion. So I just went through and we tamped it. It evened out, wiggle room, and so we thought that you're going to need probably around 8 bags of the sand. Turned out that we had 6, and this is enough. We have a lot left over. So what we're going to do now is blow it off, ensure that we have no more little cracks left, and then we're going to spray it with water in sections and let it cure. And so that will be the final steps of this patio build, and we'll be done and focused on the pergola. Finish this video out. My next project is right after this is to build the pergola, which is going to go up and then go through here, cover this area up quite nicely, and have the rain fall off into the shrubs over there. So that's kind of what I did to transform this backyard. Is it right? Is it wrong? Who knows? We'll find out. But stay tuned for that pergola setup.